Your life could totally change by landing just one of these flexible remote night jobs. And the best part, these aren't your typical low-paying night shift positions. These are legitimate, high-paying careers that you can do from anywhere in the world at any time of night. And in today's video, I'm going to be revealing some of my favorites, many of which can pay well over 6 figures per year. And I know these work because I've personally helped hundreds of people land positions like these. Plus, all you have to do is look at the job postings that companies constantly put out, and you'll see which ones companies have a lot of trouble filling. And then it's simply just a supply and demand issue. But before we dive in, make sure to gently tap that like button to defeat the evil YouTube algorithm, and let's dive into the list, starting with number 1, which is an executive matchmaker. And this is a specialized dating professional who helps high-achieving, wealthy individuals find compatible romantic partners through personalized matching services and discreet networking. Yep, this is a real job, and night shift executive matchmakers are making absolutely insane money right now. Why? Because most of their high net worth clients only have time for consultations in the evening hours. Now, if you're wondering what this role actually involves on a day-to-day basis, here are your key responsibilities: screening potential matches, conducting video consultations, coordinating virtual dating events, managing client relationships, creating detailed client profiles. And the best part about these responsibilities, you don't need any specific credentials. Companies care more about your people skills and the ability to understand their high-end clientele. Now let's talk about what makes this role particularly attractive: the compensation package. According to Glassdoor, an executive matchmaker earns between $68,000 and $114,000 a year. But what's it really like to work in this field? Well, let me share some insights from professionals who are doing this right now. So this is an Ask Me Anything post from a professional matchmaker, and according to her, despite the prevalence of dating apps, it's not hard at all to compete in the job market. So there's basically a lot of demand for these services. And here's something interesting about the scope of this role. If you're wondering if matchmakers work solely for marriages, this person works for almost every relationship type you can think of. Now, by the way, before we move on, you're probably thinking, Shane, how the heck can I actually land this job? Well, I've helped hundreds of people land jobs just like this, and I have a completely free gift for you, which is the ultimate remote job interview cheat sheet that will show you the exact system that my students have used. So check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. Now let's explore another fascinating opportunity that might surprise you: database administrator. And yeah, this one's a lot more tame than the first one. This position might sound technical and intimidating, but hear me out. Night shift database administrators are some of the highest paid remote workers right now, and many companies will train you if you're the right person. And depending on the company you're working for, these people are usually not overworked. Let's look at the impressive earning potential in this field. According to Glassdoor, this position earns $70,000 to $121,000 a year. So to give you a real-world perspective of what this role is actually like, this database administrator who works for a university hospital system says that they work 2 to 4 hours a day, and it's not actually unusual for them to not have anything to do. So it's a pretty chill job. And when there are emergencies or requests, that's when things get hectic. But as long as things are done in a timely manner, the person is usually left alone. And here's another interesting insight from someone who's made the transition into this field. And this one's actually a former developer, and they share their journey emphasizing SQL skills, hands-on experience, and the supportive data community as key to a fulfilling career in database management. Now, you might be wondering why night shift DBAs are so valuable. Well, here's the interesting part. Night is when most companies run their major database updates, backups, and maintenance. So there's a lot of demand for database managers. Now, let me break down what you'd actually be doing in this role: monitoring database performance, running and verifying backups, implementing security measures, optimizing database efficiency, and troubleshooting issues. Now, what makes this opportunity even more appealing is this: many companies are now offering paid training programs for night shift DBAs because they're hard to find, and they'd rather train someone with the right attitude than try to find an experienced DBA willing to work nights. And if you're interested in how to break into this field, here's your roadmap to success. To land a database administrator job with limited experience, focus on building a strong foundation in SQL and database management through online courses, earning entry-level certificates such as the Google Data Analyst Professional Certificate. And I'll have that down in the description and the pinned comment below if you want to check it out. I also did an entire video on it. It is phenomenal. And whenever I ask my friends who are data analysts what certificate they should start with, they always say the Google certificate, because it's basically Google telling you exactly the skills that are in demand. However, on top of this, you might consider getting certifications such as the CompTIA DataSys Plus or the Azure Data Fundamentals Cert. And then also, it's never a bad idea to either gain hands-on experience via internships or entry-level IT roles, or build your portfolio. And it never helps to network with industry professionals as well. Now, moving on to another lucrative night opportunity, it's a high-ticket closer. nomenclature, and there's many different types of positions related to this. So basically, you are going to be doing sales for high ticket items, and it's going to be over the phone. And you're typically selling expensive products or services that range from $3,000 to $50,000. And you'll be earning commissions from usually about 10 to 15%. So that's anywhere from $300 to $7,500 per sale. And the night shift is actually great for this role because many high ticket closing teams need people available during the evening hours to catch leads who are browsing after their workday. Because a lot of people who can afford high ticket items are probably going to be working throughout the day. And so they're only going to be available either in the morning or at night. Now let's talk about the impressive earning potential in this field. According to Glassdoor, this position earns between $86,000 and $145,000 a year. And to give you a real insight into what this role looks like day to day, this person spends their day making high ticket sales calls, reviewing processes, mentoring others, and balancing work with fitness and personal downtime. And this salesperson spends their day training sales teams, closing high ticket deals, managing client calls, and refining sales techniques for continuous improvement. And if you're wondering what companies look for in high ticket closers, here are the key skills that you'll need. Strong communication skills, problem solving ability, emotional intelligence, the ability to handle conflicts and objections, and a basic understanding of sales psychology. And the best part about this opportunity, many companies will provide partial or even full training for you if you show potential. Now, a huge hack here is when you're applying for the job, you basically want to make it very clear that you're very passionate about the company, because many people have found time and time again that those who are passionate about the company make the best salespeople because they're really excited to sell the product because they think it's amazing. So yeah, really good one. Next one is going to be an SEO specialist. And this is actually how I got my start in the digital world. And SEO specialists are in huge demand right now. And many companies specifically need night shift workers to handle international markets and updates during off-peak hours. And by the way, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And what makes this position special is that it's almost entirely data-driven, meaning you can work whenever you want as long as you deliver results. And I actually know an SEO specialist who works from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. because that's when they're most productive, and the company's more than happy to let them do that. Now, let's look at what you can expect to earn in this field. According to Glassdoor, SEO specialists make $44,000 to $76,000 a year. And to give you a clear picture of what SEO specialists actually do, this SEO specialist involves strategy, technical fixes, on-page optimizations, and internal linking adjustments based on client needs and account goals. Here's another perspective from someone who's made this their career. Louis Coda works as a freelance SEO specialist on Upwork, focusing on tasks like optimizing websites for search engines through technical, on-page, and off-page SEO strategies while building his experience and considering launching his own SEO agency. Now, if you're considering this path, here are the essential skills you'll need to develop. Understanding of search engine algorithms, basic HTML knowledge, content optimization expertise, analytical mindset, and data analysis abilities. And I'm curious to hear which of these night opportunities has caught your attention so far, so let me know in the comments below. Next is a web developer. And this position is a bit different from what most people think of when they hear web developer, because this one is platform specific. So instead of being a generalist who knows a little bit about everything, I'm talking about becoming a specialist in platforms such as WordPress, Shopify, or Webflow. And here's why this matters. Platform specialists often make more than general web developers because businesses are willing to pay premium rates for expertise in the specific platform they use. So let's look at some impressive salary data to back this up. Here's a salary from a Webflow developer. According to Glassdoor, they earn between $91,000 and $160,000 a year. And for comparison, here's what Shopify developers are making. So to give you a real sense of what this job is actually like, according to this person, they only work for 3 hours and then play video games the rest of the shift afterwards. And that might sound oversimplified, but once you get it rolling, especially with the tools of today, you can create a lot in a short amount of time. Now, here's another perspective that shows a different side of the role. This post discusses the challenges and rewards of software development, emphasizing the importance of persistence, work-life balance, and networking. And the difficulty of the job varies because there are a lot of factors. Now, what makes platform-specific development particularly special? Well, let me break it down. You can become known as the go-to expert for a specific platform. Companies often prefer specialists over generalists. It's much less competition than general web development, and this role is perfect for night shifts because most updates do happen during off hours. The next position is market representative. And this one is interesting because it's actually better to do it at night. As a night shift marketing representative, you'll often be responsible for international markets, which typically pay more than domestic positions. Now let's look at the salary for this role. According to Glassdoor, a marketing representative earns between between $64,000 and $111,000 a year. And to give you a real world perspective on this role, and based on the skills, this job can also be called a marketing specialist. So Amanda, for instance, spends her day coordinating event details, managing promotional content like banners and social media posts, and coordinating with teammates on campaigns while juggling administrative tasks and meetings. And if you're curious about the career growth potential in this field, this person starting as a marketing assistant earning $35K, they went on to become a marketing manager earning $145,000 a year. So they literally started from the bottom and now they're here. And that's the beautiful thing about a lot of these jobs that I present on this channel is you don't need a college degree or previous experience. And because these jobs and the skills you learn in these jobs are so in demand. Now here's a pro tip that could give you an edge. If you're interested in this role, start learning about different cultural business practices. Many companies will pay premium rates for representatives who understand international business etiquette. Now let me share an opportunity that I'm particularly excited about, the paid search strategist. And this is a position that I'm particularly excited about because I've seen several people absolutely crush it on the night shift with paid search. And here's why. Advertising campaigns often perform differently at night and companies need specialists who can optimize. Plus, in many cases, it doesn't really matter when you optimize the campaigns, as long as you optimize them a few times a week. Now let's talk about the impressive earning potential in this role. According to Glassdoor, a paid search strategist makes $60,000 to $99,000 a year. And to give you some real insights from professionals in this field, this paid search strategist from Boston used LinkedIn and mass applied to a bunch of jobs with LinkedIn Easy Apply. And after 2 to 3 months, they accepted an offer. And if you can get jobs just by clicking Easy Apply in a career, which by the way, I totally don't recommend doing that. Definitely do not do that. But if you can land jobs just by doing that, that means it's a really good career to go into. Now, a quick little secret here is many e-commerce companies will actually allocate bigger budgets for night hour advertising because conversion rates often are a little bit higher when people are browsing just before bed. Next is going to be an e-learning coordinator. And the e-learning industry is absolutely exploding right now. And night shift developers are in particularly high demand. Why? Because many companies need their training platforms updated during off hours when fewer people are using them. Now let's look at what you can expect to earn in this role. According to Glassdoor, an e-learning coordinator earns between $55,000 and $85,000 a year. Now let me share something fascinating that recently happened in this field. A former Google employee with 17 years of experience reached out online asking how to learn e-learning software. And despite working at one of the biggest tech companies in the world, she realized that the e-learning coordinator skills are so specialized and in demand that even Google experience wasn't enough. Companies are desperately looking for people who understand tools like Captivate, Rise, and Articulate Storyline. And they're willing to pay premium rates for night shift coordinators who can support global teams. So here's what you might be doing in this role. This is one of those fields where you can easily learn the ropes with online courses and certificates, and nothing stopping you from using something like Articulate Storyline. You can even start posting YouTube videos on it or something like that just to showcase your skill set, kind of like a portfolio. And by the way, that's another little pro tip. Some people that I've worked with have actually started YouTube channels in order to get super elite jobs. We're talking jobs at FANG companies like Meta, Facebook, Microsoft, etc. And by the way, certificates down in the description in the pinned comment below. Definitely check those out. Coursera is awesome. And next is the digital content manager. This position is perfect for night owls who love staying on top of digital trends. As a night shift digital content manager, you'll often have more creative freedom because you can experiment with content when engagement patterns are different. And in this role, you'd make about $50,000 to $84,000 a year. So it's not bad pay. And to give you a real sense of what this job looks like day to day, this digital content manager spends her day creating and managing content, including updating websites, conducting keyword research, writing briefs for articles, editing videos, planning campaigns, and coordinating tasks while maintaining a structured schedule to balance productivity and personal well-being. So it is a bit busy, but you can do it at night. And it's relatively flexible as long as you get the job done. Next is a web administrator. And this role is absolutely crucial for companies with an international presence. And night shift web administrators often make 20 to 30% more than their daytime counterparts. Why? Because most major website updates as well as maintenance needs tend to happen at night. So let's look at what you can expect to earn in this position. About $46,000 to $79,000 a year. Not bad. And to give you a real perspective on this person's path was an interesting one because they came from a UX developer background for an online community. So a lot of people are switching into this. This person maintains websites by handling tasks such as staging site setups, DNS and SSL configurations, resolving website issues, implementing custom features, coordinating with teams, and ensuring smooth functionality for e-commerce platforms. Now let me break down what you'll typically be doing. Monitoring website performance, implementing security updates, managing content management systems, troubleshooting technical issues, and coordinating with development teams. And here's something most people don't realize. Many companies prefer their web admins admins to work nights because that's when they can test and implement changes without affecting user experience. Now let's explore a role that combines creativity with strategic thinking. Now this one's a little bit out there, but you know, my love of YouTube, I have to throw this in there, and that's a YouTube channel strategist. Mr. Beast is probably worth $1 billion. YouTube is catching up with Google when it comes to how much money they make. We're talking about like Google search, and video is clearly the future. And there are a lot of jobs out there for YouTube channel strategists, but to be fair, this is a really new market and there's like a million different names for it. So there's like YouTube strategist, YouTube channel strategist, YouTube channel manager, YouTube creative director, YouTube manager, YouTube operations manager, etc., etc. But basically what you do is you are the person who makes sure that YouTube itself is running smoothly, right? You are the person who coordinates the video editor with the script writer and making sure that everyone is on the same page and the final product is really good. So let's talk about the impressive earning potential in this field. YouTube strategists earn between $117,000 to $208,000 a year. And to give you insights from someone who's actually doing this job, this is an AMA on Reddit, which is an Ask Me Anything from a full-time YouTube strategist. And he gives a lot of advice for people wanting to start their own YouTube channel or who are stuck in a certain phase. And I think the advice this person gives can also be a good indicator of what he does in a day. And it's basically strategizing how to make better content, focusing on views, iterating and improving every new content, etc. And here's what your daily responsibilities might include: analyzing channel performance metrics, optimizing video titles and thumbnails, developing content strategies, managing video release schedules, and coordinating with content creators globally. Now, a pro tip here, if you're interested in this role, is to start by learning YouTube analytics, right? Start your own channel. There's literally zero barrier to entry to do that, and you can learn about YouTube by doing that quite easily. You can also outreach to YouTubers that you might want to work with, and you can offer to work with them for free, get some experience. You can also do freelance gigs where you maybe make thumbnails for people. Just do whatever it takes to get experience actually doing YouTube. And if you need like a go-to guide on exactly how to do YouTube, first of all, I want to tell you something. The idea of a YouTube video is the #1 thing that'll make or break your video. It's the most important thing. And luckily, I have a completely free resource. It's called the Idea Factory: Never Run Out of Viral Video Ideas Again, which is a comprehensive guide that will teach you how to generate viral video ideas, turn your passion into profit, and make the YouTube algorithm work in your favor. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below to get your free copy now. Now let me introduce you to a role that might surprise you: interior designer, but remote. And you might be thinking, Shane, how can an interior designer be a night job? And how can it be remote? But here's the thing. The entire industry has gone digital, and night shift designers are making a killing working with international clients. Now, according to Glassdoor, interior designers make about $59,000 to $99,000 a year. And what modern interior designers actually do is create 3D room designs using software. Then they consult with clients via video calls, and then they develop digital mood boards in order to see what colors make the client happy or make them get into the mood that they want to be in. Then they source furniture and materials online, and then they create virtual walkthroughs of spaces. Yes, this is actually becoming a huge thing. It's a massive industry. And a lot of high-end clients, of course, prefer evening consultations because they're busy working during the day. So yeah, it's a cool one. I think this one's going to be even bigger in the future, but definitely check it out. Next is a partner growth specialist. And this position is absolutely perfect for night owls because you'll often be monitoring campaign performance and adjusting strategies during peak shopping hours, which frequently happens at night. Now, according to Glassdoor, a partner growth specialist earns between $87,000 and $158,000 a year. And to give you a real perspective on this role, this partner growth specialist manages marketing initiatives like paid and organic social campaigns, search ads, website optimization, and email outreach to drive demand, as well as engaging prospects and supporting sales. So yeah, this is a really cool one to get into, and it'll be pretty stressful, but you'll be learning a ton. And at the end of the day, all they care about is your results. So they don't really care about when you work as long as you get results. Next is going to be a solar consultant, and the solar industry is absolutely booming right now. And here's something most people don't realize. Solar consultants can make an absolute killing working night shifts. Why? Because most potential customers are only available to discuss solar options after their workday ends. And this makes night shift consultants incredibly valuable to solar companies. Now let's talk about the impressive earning potential in this role. According to Glassdoor, a solar consultant earns between $64,000 and $111,000 a year. Now they're called a consultant, but of course, they're really kind of just like a salesperson, but it's a lot more chill than like a sketchy used car salesman. But you're basically helping people make a really good choice for themselves, their bank account, and the environment. And you're getting paid to do it. And of course, there's a lot of evening shifts available, not only for directly taking calls with people, but after you're done taking calls, there's always a lot of administrative work and follow-up work to do. And one of the best parts is most companies will provide comprehensive training programs because they're more interested in your sales ability than your technical knowledge of solar systems. And really, when it comes to sales, they're much more interested in your work ethic and how how hungry you are. Next is going to be a tutor, and there's many different types of tutors out there. I personally tutored for a test called the PCAT in the past. That's the Pharmacy College Admissions Test. But in this particular example, I'm going to talk about the LSAT. So you're going to be an LSAT tutor. But really, this applies to many different types of tutors out there. And in this role, you can work for a company being a tutor. You can do it freelance. You can do it part-time. You can even start your own company if you want to, because LSAT tutors are in massive demand right now. And here's why. Most law school hopefuls are either working full-time jobs or finishing their undergraduate degrees, meaning they can only study in the evenings. And this is actually true for many types of tutors out there. Now, obviously, LSAT is specific to law school, and you'd want to find something that's specific to your past. So if you're a nurse, you could be a nursing tutor. If you're really good at calculus, you could tutor for calculus. If you scored really well on the ACT in high school, you could tutor for ACT, etc., etc. And LSAT tutors earn between $40,000 and $71,000 a year, and many of them don't even work full-time. And here's an LSAT tutor who made a full-time career out of teaching, even though he never even went to law school. Yes, that's right, an LSAT tutor that never went to law school. And it just goes to show that if you're passionate enough about something, you can really achieve it. Now, this video had some great options, but if you're looking for even more good options, I made a video called 21 remote jobs that you can do at night, and you can check it out by clicking right here.